Action.
So hey guys, welcome and welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Orthodox TV Kenya. To our returning subscribers, karibuni sana and thank you for supporting us. And to those who have not subscribed, subscribe to our channel, send that notification bell and send some messages if you want. So today, I'm Purity and today we are going to have an interview with Father Mathius from Virgin Mary Orthodox Church, Mutuini, and let him introduce himself. Hey Father.
Hi.
I'm good, and you?
I'm very fine. Yes.
So we want you to do to introduce yourself.
My name is Father Mathius J, priest in church, church of Mutuini.
So today we have an interview that we want to take you, and it's just a common thing that we want to ask. Like, number one question is, like, can you tell us how do you feel about this idea of local TVs or maybe the content creators who are on the YouTube? How do you feel about them? What is the impact?
First of all, I would like to say that it's very important. This is another way of communication. Unlike the analog way, or the traditional way of communicating, or maybe attending the physical liturgies, it's another way of reaching out to those people who may not, for one reason or another, be able to attend our services. Particularly for those maybe who are working on Sundays, or those who are away, maybe they abroad, whereby they are not near. Even in our country, but they are not, they don't reside near an Orthodox church.
Okay.
So they will be able to participate fully, although not physically, in the liturgy and also the life of the church.
Yes.
So it's very impactful. And also maybe for the content creators, it's also another way of getting some money. Yeah.
Okay. Then, what have been, like, you as a priest, you have been a priest, you are a family person, and still you have job, right? What are your ups and downs that you face mostly as a family man, as a priest? You're working, maybe here in church you find, maybe at Sunday school you're facing some difficulties, maybe in the local church, and maybe as a family, how do you take it? Like, how do you handle it? How do you cope with it?
Let's say priesthood is a calling, and again it's a sacrifice, because just the same way that Jesus told the disciples that whoever wants to follow me, let them take up their cross and follow me. Let them deny themselves, take up their cross and follow me. So it's a sacrifice that you need to make, and again, because it's a service. You know, when you're called to serve, and in most of the time, you'll be called upon maybe when you are engaged in other maybe family issues or other related issues, and therefore it needs total commitment, knowing that it's the Lord who called you. And a servant is one who has no control in their lives. That's why we are called servants. Because anytime you are called to participate or to be in the service, whether you have your personal issues that you need to attend to. A good example is, for example, when you have some commitments and then maybe there's someone you need to see to visit in the hospital, or there's a family that you want to, a believed family that you want to go and condole with. So it's a sacrifice. But again, you have to balance. It's good also to balance, because again, we all come from families, and there are those responsibilities that are still waiting for me, and also at the place of work. So I normally keep a balance. But I would say that maybe for priest, if it was possible, it is good if one can be full-time. Full-time minister, so that at least he can have enough time to be in the service.
And it's going to be easy, right?
Yeah, it can be easy. And again, you'll give more time in the ministry, and like where maybe you're only giving a small portion of your time because you're engaged in other things.
Exactly. Okay, what is your vision? You as a priest, what is your vision?
Vision as in?
You as a priest, as a family man, you have a vision that you have now.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay, I can say it's diverse because now when I come to the family, I have for the family, clients, I have for the family. But let me
for the
talk
church.
In the church,
Yes,
in the perspective of the church. I would like to say that not only as a priest in the church, in Virgin Mary, but broadly, is to see that our church get uplifted in terms of programs for youth. Mostly I'm engaged with activities for the Sunday school, the teenagers, the juniors, and also the youth, mostly the youth. Because I believe that a church that has a future, or that one that's planning for their future, they should invest. A church should invest in the children, the young people. And my wish is to see a church that is fully committed with the youth programs, whereby you'll be maybe spending a lot on youth programs. You'll not be seeing youths on the Sunday school children. I mean, the activities are something that is by the way, okay? It should be the core. So I'm looking forward to that time when our church will be fully involved in those activities, where we'll be having, like, let's say, departments which are fully, and if possible, where we can also employ people who will be working on a daily basis, planning, particularly on the issue of the curriculum. Because we have in the pastoral group we have a department of curriculum, but now we are like volunteers. So I would like to see our church having that department whereby there will be people who will be seated and who will be employed, not volunteers. And that requires an investment. The church will invest in such programs. Because if you look at them, if you look keenly, you realize that in most churches whereby in those years, like if you look like 20, 30 years ago, those churches whereby they used to overflow with people. There are so many congregants. Nowadays, most of them are like quiet because the young people are not involved in the church. So we should not continue losing our children, our young people, and therefore my vision or my wish is that we can have that engage the youths, and we have a full-fledged department, and we plan for those programs so that they can also feel involved.
Okay, you have said that mostly you love doing things about the youths. You are most concerned about these young people. So what advice can you give to them, for these young people who are struggling with peer pressure?
What I would say is that I normally say, even when I'm talking to the youths, I normally tell them that personally I don't believe in peer pressure. It's all about, there's that conviction and also the focus. Where is your focus? Because I believe each one of us, we have our backgrounds. I believe our parents brought us in the church. Most of us, we are from a Christian background, so we are brought up in the church. There are those values which we are taught from the early age. But now, when the teenagers come, okay, there's those changes that happen in the bodies, that you want to explore, those things. But for someone who is focused, someone who knows where they have come from and where they are and where they want to go. They'll stay focused. They will not engage themselves in those things which will just make them to deviate from whatever they plan to do. So peer pressure is there, yes, but I know one can avoid by remaining focused, because I know all the teenagers, they're still in school. If they can concentrate on their school activities. And it's good because nowadays, apart from December, where they close like for 2 months, in the holidays it's like 3 weeks, for others it's 3 weeks, so they don't have that time to engage. But now, for those who maybe values are well instilled in them, and who do not, they are not able to attend maybe the Sunday school classes, or in the evening they're attending, maybe you don't have that structured training or curriculum to teach. So that now this child, you can work with this child from one, work with that child, teaching them the values up to the time they are like 20 years. So what we can do is to continue focusing on those activities, and also to help them. The church should also help them, and also make the church to be more interesting than the world. Because if you look at even, for example, if you play, for example, we call them these local dances, the secular songs. If you, for example, if you play those dances, the secular ones, you'll see even the young children dancing, with a lot of vigor. Yes. Unlike when you are just playing like a church hymn. Why? Because they are more inclined to that. So we, as the leaders of the church, and also we should come out with the ways of making the church to be more interesting. Let's have activities. Let's engage them. For example, when they close school, when the schools are closed, can we engage them in the church during that period? Can we have like what we call these vacational Bible studies? Can we have those activities so that we can be able to hold them in the church? By that, you may not prevent 100%, but at least you engage them, so that now, even if there is that pressure now that comes, you'll be able to manage it.
So the next question will be, how can the youth balance the social media and the spiritual life? How can they balance it?
As I've said, it's a matter of choice. Yes. Life is a matter of choice. It's for them to choose. And if I can take you back to Adam and Eve, God gave them the law or the rules. You should not eat this fruit. Exactly. So He gave us, or God has given us what we call the free will. So it's you to choose.
It's about choices.
So we should also, even during our curriculum, when you are bringing up these Sunday school children, we should train them. And I normally say that there's a difference between teaching and training.
Exactly.
A child should be trained, not taught. Okay? Because if you teach, a lesson is something that you teach, and then after that you give them a test or an exam, whatever they pass and they forget.
Exactly.
But training is very comprehensive. It's in-depth. Okay? So if we can be able to take this child through and also train them, the values, and also like the life skills, and where to choose. They should know how to. When you're given two options, how do you choose the best one? That will not only be convenient to you at this time, but it will help you in your future, tomorrow and the day after. Okay? Yes. So, given a choice now, because social media is there.
Yes, it is.
We cannot control.
Yes.
Even parents, even we have maybe some statistics whereby you're able to choose. To control. You cannot control. Okay. So we need to train the children, because we should not live like what do you call them? Is it zombies? Those which are robots.
Exactly.
I wouldn't like a situation whereby our youth are like robots. They are being controlled. I would like a situation whereby they have been trained. This social media, there's both positive and negative. There's positive, that part of social media which is very positive, yes, whereby they can even earn. And also there is that other,
that is negative,
which has been infiltrated by evil people, who also put content, maybe to confuse the youth or to put them away from their faith. So they need now to learn, and even as their mentors or the parents, also the teachers or whoever, the leaders, that is, you should also be able to mentor them, and to advise them, to tell them, if you pass through this route,
you're going to get
it will lead you to destruction. If you lead this route, okay, maybe because I also believe that if you want to succeed in life, there's something that you need to forego.
Exactly.
Okay? You cannot have your cake and eat it. There's something that you need to forego. Yes. That life. And it's you to choose.
Yes.
You want to enjoy today and suffer later, or you want to forego something now and then enjoy when the lifetime comes.
Exactly. We appreciate for your time. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes. So guys, as you have heard, to you the youth, it's about choices. You choose what you want. Yes, you choose what you want, and guys, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Whoever have not subscribed, it is Orthodox TV Kenya. Hit that notification bell and comment. And to our returning subscribers, thank you very much. Till next time, bye.